that, and also His Excellency the President. Given, I'm rather going to use the platform to promote good governance, to leverage on that in order that the developmental agenda of the region and the country at large, so that we'll be able to drive the youth along and also get them to own the developmental policies of the government and the country. So I want to assure the House that I'm not going to overly rely on social media. However, the platforms will be available so that the youth who would want to reach me can still send a message, and there will be a team there who will look at the messages and draw my attention in order that I will be able to assist them.
So as a regional minister, you are going to be supervising the MMDAs, and with your presence on social media, have you thought of how you could leverage on your presence to enhance local participation in local governance?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I think that it is an interesting area that, when given the nod, I would like to explore. I intend to be on the field, as I've been advised to, and spend enough time with the various MMDAs so that we'll be able to not only supervise and monitor, but be part of whatever they are doing. Considering my youthful nature and the fact that most of the youth are on social media, I want to assure the committee and the House that I will make sure I leverage on my following on Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Any further questions?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the last one. Minister, you're a doctor, 10 politician. So with that background, what health policies are you going to promote to enhance health delivery services, especially in deprived communities and constituencies like mine? Remember when you were in my constituency, we visited a health center, and you were appalled by the conditions of the health center. So I'm sure the people of Atrebuana are listening. And remember, you promised to come back. So they will be looking forward to seeing you as a minister. So what policies are you going to promote to enhance quality health delivery services in rural communities and constituencies such as mine?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. So yes, considering my background, I'm sure that the knowledge I have within the health field is going to help a lot so far as the health delivery services within Ashanti is concerned. Given the question at hand, the underserved communities are either cut off by three major things identified during the campaign. It's either they have no health facility within the catchment area, or they have no good road networks linking them to the available health facility, or the people themselves are not empowered enough with the right information to know when to make a CHIP compounds, health centers would be made available in communities where they have no access to healthcare facility. Given that as well, our secondary level of health provision, that is the district level health provisions, in districts where there are hospital projects where they have not been completed, I'll work hard with the sector minister in order that we'll be able to complete same for the use of the good people of Ashanti region. At the tertiary level, almost half of the northern belt depends on Komfanoche for their health care delivery. The Sewa Hospital and the Afari Hospital was to come in, ease more of the pressure on Komfanoche in order that we could help His Royal Majesty Otunfuo in order that we can give it a world-class touch and heal Komfanoche as. When giving the nod, Mr. Chairman, I'm going to work closely with the sector players in order that we can assess the state of these two major infrastructural inputs that we have in our health. Once that is done, I'm sure that we should be able to get it in use so that pressure will leave Komfanoche. then together with the central government, see how best we can help His Royal Majesty put Konfanochi in good shape. When it comes to the information aspect of it, I would work closely with have the needed information to take the right decisions. When it comes to roads, get their public health units all out to roads. I'm sure that the first question I answered, I spoke extensively about how I'm going to collaborate with the Cocoa Board and to get the Cocoa roads and also the sector minister the catchment area. With these, I'm sure that we should be able to rebuild and bring back a robust health delivery system in Ashanti region. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you so much. Any further question?
No, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Then I give the floor to Rita now, Odoleso.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Dr. Amwakuhine, congratulations on your nomination by the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, to the position of Ashanti Regional Minister.
Thank you.
I heard you answer one of the questions and you said you'll be father for all. Yes, as regional minister, or whatever portfolio you find yourself in, you have to be father for all. But in the name of father for all, we have seen some in times past. Are you going to be father for all to give fair hearing to everybody, or father for all where your own people will be neglected? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. So I think in answering the question, I didn't explicitly use the father for all terminology, but it meant that I was going to open my arms to everyone within the region in order that they will be able to approach and then let us know their challenges and help solve them. Whilst doing that, the youthful leader, consciously, definitely, I'll have to help build the youth within the region. So yes, I'm going to be there for everyone within the region without having to also put the youth and the good people of Ashanti region at a disadvantage. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. Any further question?
Yeah, on this note, I want to wish you well. I pray God's blessings for you, that you excel in your new position, so that will be a learning process for the youth that are monitoring you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I will recognize Dr. Asamoah. You have the floor.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Congratulations, Doc, on your nomination. Coming from the Ashanti region, we are proud that the young man has been given the opportunity to lead the region. Ashanti region happens to be the second largest region as far as population is concerned in the country. And recently, we know there were some clashes within the Obuasi enclave, which, if not taken care of, it might extend to other constituencies that mining is ongoing. What do you intend to do to make sure that we prevent such incidents, taking into consideration in post-election violence?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. So yes, it's a sorry situation at Obuasi where we lost 9 energetic men. Any issue that involves the loss of life is a sorry one. And I want to use this opportunity to extend my condolences to the affected family. However, the nitty-gritties of what really occasioned the clash is still under investigation. And thankfully, the President of the Republic has commissioned a team to investigate the matter. I am very sure that the committee will do a good job and come out with good recommendations. Given that recommendation, Mr. Chairman, when given the nod, I'll follow through with the recommendation in order that we will be able to use Obuasi as a test case and as a learning platform so that we can extend those recommendations into the other mining areas in order that we can prevent any such fatal clashes. Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Any further question?
Following up with this, that means that the youth needs to be taken care of. And you know, Kumasi has the second largest number of headquarters, and they just outgone MPP government invested so much in training headquarters to be able to reskill and redeploy them. And we all know that buildings that were built for Kayayes in Accra experienced some kind of looting after the election. What do you intend to do to be able to make sure that the youth in Ashanti region and the youth that are coming from the northern side of our country are well trained so that we can reduce these headquarters and the pain and the suffering they tend to go through? We most of the time underutilize their abilities and what they can contribute to our nation building.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Every youth in Ghana deserves to have a decent job. And with that in mind, His Excellency the President has a plan, and as stated in our manifesto, to embark on what we call the National Apprenticeship Program, where we seek to give employable skills to the youth of the Republic of Ghana. Mr. Chairman, when giving the nod, I'll work closely with the Minister for Youth Development and Empowerment in order that we will get a fair share of that program to the good people of Ashanti region. Given that, and as part of the manifesto, the President, His Excellency John Mahama, has made a huge commitment that he's going to help through the Youth Ministry to train 1 million coders in digital skills so that they can have this digital knowledge to be able to survive in institutions, among others. I'm going to also work closely with the Secretary Minister in order that the Ashanti region will get its fair share. Specifically on the Kayaye issue, I think very much that that intervention was good. However, upon reflecting on the thoughts of some of the regional ministers that you have vetted, Mr. Chairman, with your permission, that when we augment what has already been started with that, we should be able to what has already been started with that, we should be able to, in the first place, prevent the administration. So yes, we need to empower the people right where they are so that they wouldn't have to travel. I'll work closely with my other regional ministers in order that they will equally be on top of the game, in order that they empower the people in the north rather than allowing them to come to the south before we can get an intervention for their training. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Well, you are entitled to one more question. And that should be the last question. Indeed.
Thank you, Chair. So, whilst I'm congratulating you, I want to assure us, Ashanti region tends to have the largest, and we know that Ashanti region, like I said, you're going to work closely with the Member of Parliament. A strong region, which the King, the Otumfo, Osei has always been advocating for. How do you intend to make sure that you strongly work?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. So, as Riley said, the region is predominantly NPP, and as such, it reflects in the parliamentary seats. In order to navigate this challenge, I would ensure have a clear blueprint and a framework for the development of Ashanti region. It is only when they are left or kept in the dark that is the only time that they will come out and agitate, because they would not understand the direction within which we are moving the region. So I want to assure Mr. Chairman and the House that when giving the nod, I'm going to work closely with all members of Parliament within the region, and also ensure that the MMDAs, the chief executives there, partner well with their MPs so that they can bring development into the region. At least we have 4 years, if all things being equal. Let's use the first 3 years to develop the region. We can do all we want in the election year, but I'm sure that if we're able to commit all hands on deck within the first 3 years, we should be able to turn things around for the better for the region. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. I will move to Honorable Shaibu Mama.
Chairman, let me thank you very much. Frank, congratulations. Chairman, listening to his posture, demeanor, and the way he answered the questions, I have no doubt that you will deliver. I'll leave you with two things. The party chairman, Queen Mothers, not only should you not disappoint them, but also the youth in Ashanti and Ghana as a whole will look forward to you for two things. First, to give them direction, and secondly, to let the president, who has nominated you for appointment, note that he can give other opportunities to other youth. So please, two things with you. I wish you Allah's blessings in your new role.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. You are done. I will give the floor to Honorable Patrick Obama.
Thank you very much, Chairman, and congratulations, Minia. Trinkwa. Maybe some kakre. How many paramounces do we have in Ashanti? Paramounces and divisions. Since you are in a nice club from Ashanti, and you've spoken so well, how many paramounces do we have in the Great Kingdom under His Royal Majesty Otumfuo Saitutu II?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I would not know the numbers of head. I know of the Mampong Traditional Council, Ofinso, Kumewu.
If you don't know, you don't know. We Investor at Menshia during a day, you should know where they sit and how to go about your duties. Secondly, I know Otumfuo is very passionate about some projects that I'm going to be mentioned. One is the Central Market project. Number two is the Lake Road project. You know the Lake Road, that buying that side. Santase to Anyankwanta, the Accra Kumasi dualization project. The Sofolai Ebuakwa, Swame interchange. There are projects that commenced under the MPP administration. Accra Kumasi dualization project was commenced and continued by the NPP. It's on record. You can check. There is Sevilla. You mentioned it. There's nothing political about these. They are for the good people of Ghana and Asante Mine. please assure your beautiful cloth and your power that all these projects, which were started by the MPP, together with the 1D1F projects, are completed so that the good people of Ashanti enjoy some benefits out of this project.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Rightly so, all projects within the region deserve to be completed for the use by the good people of Ashanti region. I think that we are at a point where we need to, as the Honorable Member rightly put it, depoliticize development, especially within the region. So, in line with same, and with the assurances we got from His Excellency John Dramani Mahama when he visited the Malaysia for the first at the Kesi, he was emphatic that he was going to support to make sure that that of the previous administration, in addition to that which was initiated by my own uncle for Krufu Market, and those that were initiated by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, including the KJTR Central Market Project, the Banka Community Day Senior High School, Fumsu Community Day Senior High School, Afrancho Market, Offenso Community Day Senior High School, Drobonso Community Day Senior High School, Bosomchi Oyoko Community Day Senior High School is operating, but maintenance has also become a problem. So with this and with the commitment of His Excellency the President, we're going to make sure that we complete all these projects that needs to be completed for the use of the good people of Ashanti region. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Chairman, I don't have a follow-up question on that. I'll go to my second question. What will be your strategic vision for the Ashanti region? And I'm asking that strategic vision for the good people of Ashanti.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Yes, being the hallmark of the region, I think that it will be well situated that when giving the nod, I pay particular attention to the agri sector. Pay particular attention to concerning the markets that we need to expand, among others. And lastly, the region has its unemployment rate sadly above the national average. The national average is 14.7. The region has its unemployment rate around to ensure that the youth get access to decent jobs in order that we can bring down the unemployment challenges we have in the region. So, Mr. Chairman, bridging the infrastructural gap, making sure we make the agricultural sector very lucrative, supporting businesses, and also helping to curb the unemployment situation that is on the rise within the region. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Chairman, thank you. My last question. When I am sure see you know why. Let's turn our attention to your CV, page 2. Why, Roxanne? When the voter regional nominee came and the chairman was speaking ever with him, nobody complained. In the other name, they all complaining. So, Doc, 2022 to 23, medical doctor, Bekwai Municipal Hospital. 2021-22, medical doctor, Greater Accra Regional Hospital. 2014 to 2016, medical laboratory scientist, University of Ghana Hospital. Are you a medical doctor, properly so called, senior house officer, properly so called. Walk me through this. I'm an illiterate in that area. I want to be sure. Because I was told in there to be a junior officer, senior officer before you are given a practicing certificate. Walk me through whether you've qualified as a practitioner within your space. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. So the areas you read regard to two separate professions. The first is medical laboratory sciences. I completed that in 2014, was duly licensed and practiced for some few years, after which I left back to the medical school. I completed medical school in the year 2020. I did my first year housemanship at Ridge Hospital, then my second year housemanship at Bekwai Hospital. Then I left there as a medical officer. So I'm done with internship within both the medical laboratory space and also within the MBCHB space. So I'm so qualified and I've undergone all the requisite training and the service I need to undertake. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
So you're a medical doctor licensed by the Medical and Dental Council?
Yes, please.
Properly so called?
Yes, please.
Dr. Panier. Congratulations, Doc. I wish you the very best.
Thank you very much. And I can't tell you for cry.
Thank you. I recognize the presence of the second Deputy Speaker of the Ninth Parliament, Honorable Andrews Emoku Asema.
Yes, Chairman.
Emoku Asema.
Yes, Chairman. Thank you so much for indulging me. My brother, congratulations. I don't have much to ask you. My question is that you know Ashanti region well. You know the state of the region. I just want you to tell me and tell the chiefs and the good people of Ashanti how and what you want to see Ashanti region at the end of your tenure. In other words, I want you to tell me the legacy you want to leave the region with at the end of your tenure.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. At the end of my tenure, I want to see or leave behind a peaceful and a well-developed region where the citizens in there have an improved standard of living. With these three issues mentioned, I'm very sure that it should be a good legacy to leave behind for posterity. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you so much.
Oh, so you didn't let me conclude. Anyway, I wish you well.
The citizens in there have an improved standard of living. With these three issues mentioned, I'm very sure that it should be a good legacy to leave behind for posterity. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you so much.
Oh, so you didn't let me conclude. Anyway, I wish you well.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thanks so much. Honorable nominee, your constituency is here to ask you one question.
Contention.
It's the person of Honorable Amprechum.
Thank you, Chair, for the opportunity to ask a question to my great constituent, who is going to be the next regional minister. Let me congratulate you for your nomination. I'm sure you'll be a fine regional minister. After the baptism of fire and introduction I gave you into politics in 2020. He contested me in 2020. And that was his entry into the real politics of Ghana. And I thank God that you've grown since then into a regional secretary to the great NDC. And today, you've been blessed as a nominee for the biggest of all the regional meetings. My question actually has something to do with Mampong, or something that will benefit your... That's why I'm interchange. An extension to it is the dualization of the route from Swami Interchange through Tafo, through Ahia, through Meduma, through Mampontein, all the way to Asromaso Junction. I was quite instrumental in putting that project together. Somewhere in late October, early November, the minister then, Honorable Asenso Boache, we met at Tafo, and then we cut the sword for that road. That road happens to be the most congested road leading from Kumasi to the other areas. If you check all the other routes that leads out of Kumasi, all has been dualized, with the exception of...
Honorable Amprachum, question.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm just about to land. I was just preparing the ground before I actually hit home. And like I said, it's a friendly question. I am landing, and I'll be landing very soon. Now, that road is the only road that has not been dualized. And we have gone far. Sword has been cut. We need to move ahead with it. Can you give your word that if we give you the nod, oh, no wonder you lost out. Okay. There's still hope. Yes. I'll pray for that. Can you tell me or convince us or convince your people of Mampo, convince members on this table that when given the law, you are going to do your utmost best, make it a priority, champion it to make sure
And the minister of the previous administration indeed cut sword for the construction of the Swami interchange and the dualization of the adjoining routes, including the Swami to Tafo all the way to Mampong road. Unfortunately, the timelines they gave elapsed because we are assured that the project will be done by the end of 2024. Actually, after cutting the sword got lost and we could not complete the project. Given that, Mr. Chairman, I want to assure the House that I'm going to find the sword and I'm going to make sure that the project is well completed. And as my MP rightly said, at least if not for anything, for the good people of Mampong, rightly seated behind me is Nana Ajakoma Difie II, the Queen Mother for Mampong Traditional Council. At least that will be a good legacy to leave behind for the good people of Mampong and also for the traditional leaders of Mampong. I work hard and closely with the roads and the sector minister and also with central government in order that we can find funding for the project and complete it in the shortest possible time. I want to assure the committee. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, my very good friend, that you do a project that they couldn't do. Honorable Roxanne Nelson.
Let me get. Chairman, let me bless him and then he takes over. Honorable nominee, I want to assure you that you will sail through and you can count on me to make Mampo great. It shall be well with you.
Not to deport people.
Chairman, thank you very much. Dr. Mwakuhini, you are welcome.
Thank you.
This is Dr. obtained on merits. On merits. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Ashanti. Is proud to have you lead them for the next 4 years and more. Kumawu Hospital, abandoned by the immediate past government, abandoned and forsaken. Afari Military Hospital, abandoned, neglected and forsaken by the immediate past government for the past 8 years. As the potential regional minister, will you consider prioritizing these projects for completion? Will you?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Surely I will, in addition to other additional stored projects. Thank you.
Chairman, thank you very much. Dr. Mwakuhini, when you drive from Bebieni, also that stretch, towards it, and off to Nkawie, there's heavy traffic. Sometimes you leave here also, and Bebieni, you come. And when you are 20 minutes from Central Kumasi, you can spend 2 hours. Now, some work had been done, but it still leaves much to be completed in terms of the kilometers involved. Will you prioritize this during your term so that traffic flow, when people travel for hours a day, are entering? That is a regular road I use. I'm addressing the chair. Chairman, save me from this career man. So, will you consider improving some more kilometers on that stretch to reduce traffic? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. As rightly captured, there is so much traffic on that outstretch from Ebuakwa to Nkawie all the way to Nyinahini. And that road needs to be dualized in the best of opportunity we will get. And I'll work closely with the sector minister to make sure that as much as possible we get to continue work on that road. Whilst at that, there is a ring road through Echimakwanoma constituency. So that if you have no business at Ebuakwa, you can use the Trader area and then get to Tuanse or Pasatia, and then you can continue your journey. I'm very sure that if those ring roads are equally tackled, it would actually first limit the number of people who plow through the Ebuakwa, and in a long run also help reduce the vehicular traffic. With this said, Mr. Chairman, I want to assure that to the best of my ability, I'll work hard to ensure that we pay particular attention to that road. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Any further questions?
Chairman, my final question. Doc, I'm sure through your industry and those of your chairman behind you, the Ashanti region gave the NDC thousands of votes. And so, as the regional minister, what programs will you roll out to as a matter of immediate effect, give some employment opportunities to our young ones? And let me tie in with this. We have promised to legalize Okada. Okada is such a major source of employment to our people, especially in the rural areas. And I know that the peri-urban areas of Ashanti are populous with Okada and tricycle riders and all that. And they always have problems with the police, licensing regime and all. What will you do to ensure that the youth are secured in this regard so that they can play their role within this aspect of our economy in Ashanti region?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. So, as rightly put, in line with the President's vision of making sure we put the right framework to legalize and regularize the Okada business. And as a matter of fact, in some communities within the region, that is the only means of transport for them. However, our inability as a government to support them with the right training and also with the right legal framework for them to operate has given them a lot of difficulties within these areas. So, when given the nod, I'm going to work closely with the Transport Minister so that we can put into the right perspective how best we could, again, present to Parliament a bill for your consideration in order that we can first have the legal framework to regulate that industry. So that if a policeman is arresting an Okada rider, there could be a law backing same for either non-compliance whatsoever. But as it stands now, it's become more of a harassment on the road. So when giving the nod, Mr. Chairman, I'm going to work closely with the Transport Minister to make sure that we get to present the right framework so that with your approval and permission as a Parliament of the Republic, we can get that legal framework to our brothers within the sector. Having done that, as a government and in line with the vision of the President, we also want to offer alternative skill to most of these youth so that everything will not be just about Okada, for which reason we mentioned the National Apprenticeship Program, in order that they can equally look at other artisan skill in order that they can do something for a living outside of the Okada business. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Chairman, thank you. That will be all for Doctor. Doctor, once more, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I will give the floor to Honorable George Kweku Rickett Hagan. And in doing so, he should act briefly as the Putam Chair.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Nominee, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
As I did with the earlier regional minister nominee, I would like to welcome you as well to the club of regional ministers, past and present. I have no doubt in my mind that you will do well in the role. Now, for the babysitter. I want to take you back on the youth issue because you are very youthful and you are an inspiration, I'm sure, to a lot of youth in this country, including your region, the Ashanti region. Unemployment in this country is extremely high, and youth unemployment is quite astronomical in those figures. So I'm sure the youth will be expecting to hear something from their incoming regional minister. You have said a few things about it from Honorable Roxon's question. But as you sit here right now, the youth of Ashanti region are looking up to you as your youthful minister. What would you like to tell them this afternoon? I'm sure they are listening or watching. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. As you rightly put it, I have a lot of responsibility to making sure that I create equal opportunities for the youth of Ashanti region. Those who are interested in schooling and need the right financial support to do so, I'll work closely with the GET Fund, the Scholarship Secretariat, the GNPC, in order that they can have access to scholarship opportunities to continue their education. Those who want to learn a skilled work, as I mentioned earlier on, we're looking at getting a fair share of the National Apprenticeship Program. Those who want to explore the areas within agriculture, I'm going to work closely with the sector minister. If my memory serves me right, the Agric Minister made an emphatic statement that he's committed to making sure he makes the agric sector lucrative for the youth. And in so doing, by providing mechanization centers where equipment, tools that are needed for farming are rightly so available. So that if you're a youth and you don't have the needed money to venture into the agric sector, at least you will have that support. Because Ashanti region has huge arable lands that could help and support the youth. My very hometown, Mampo Ashanti, they are much more into carrots farming. Edra, more into maize. Ofeso North, more into tomatoes and cashew, among other cocoa, especially within the mining areas too. They are much more into cocoa production and cocoa cultivation. Given the fact that the president equally wants to set up a cashew board under the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, I'll impress on the sector minister so that we can get that board in place and help make cashew cultivation a lucrative area in order to encourage more of the youth to look at agric as an aspect for job opportunities and employment avenues as well. Again, the rural MMDAs do have lands, but may not have the capital needed to even move into farming. The urban MMDAs do have the capital, KMA for instance, but they don't have the lands. As part of the mandate given the MMDAs, I think under Section 119 of the Local Government Act, they have the mandate to be able to purchase lands within these areas and form more of partnership in order that the youth who are interested in farming and are within Kumasi but do not have the avenue of doing so can have a free access within central farm plains, for instance, that have huge arable lands but still underdeveloped so far as agriculture is concerned. With this, I'm very sure that we should be able to open up the space and make sure that the youth have something doing, and at least they're able to also support their families. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Let me ask you one last question, and then I will yield to. This is again a question that I have asked regional minister nominees, and I know it's a challenge that you are going to face. You have, as a regional minister, Ashanti regional minister, you are going to have institutions, ministries, department, agencies. Because of decentralization, you will have all this within your region. Now, most of them will be drawing their budget from the parent ministry, which will be in Accra. Their budget is done by them. You don't have any control of your budget because we've not been successful with this composite budget that we want to introduce. Now, so what's going to happen is that you will have departments and agencies who will be carrying out projects in your region without your knowledge. You can see a former regional minister, recourse to you. And I'm sure you want to consult in the future because I've seen some regional ministers around. And that even some, you may have to sign certificates of projects you know nothing about. How are you going to deal with such a situation when you have agencies, departments around you who are doing things that you don't have control of or don't even have knowledge of? I want to get your take on that as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. So, yes, as regional minister, you have the responsibility of coordinating all these institutions within the region to make sure that they function, able to deliver on their mandates. They equally have the responsibility of dual allegiance, where they have to report to their parent ministries and equally report to the Regional Coordinating Council. I'm very sure that with the right engagement, right from the word go, and a very extensive engagement and collaboration with these departments, I should always have information on what each department is doing within their sectors within the region. If I leave that gap between the RCC or myself and the departments, then as you rightly said, there may be that gap and that situation where you may not be aware of projects going on. So, Mr. Chairman, I'm giving the nod. I'm going to work closely with these departments and more so the various sector ministers. And I'm sure at our level, if we are cordial and we work closely, I should get hint or wind of what they intend to do for Ashanti region, even before the programs are implemented within the region. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much,
and
Mr. Chairman.
Congratulations in advance. I know things will go well for you.
Thank you.
By the authority invested in the absence of the chairman, I will yield to Jerry. Please take the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Congratulations, Frank.
Thank you very much, Chairman.
Frank, you are 35 years.
I'm 34 years.
34?
Yes, please.
Have you played football before?
Yes, please, I have.
Do you still play?
Not on a regular basis.
What football team do you support?
Kotoko.
That's not the name of the football team. What football team do you support?
Asante Kotoko.
Perfect. So you are wearing a very nice cloth.
Thank you.
I just want to find out, has it got any meanings? Do you have any reason for wearing this particular one?
Thank you very much. With the guidance of my traditional leaders, my parents, and the good people of Ashanti region, I chose this cloth because of the name and its cultural significance. The name of the cloth is Asanteman, and if you see rightly embroidered in it is the porcupine. That is the symbol of Asanteman. The porcupine serves as a very tactful animal that is always on the alert on self-defense and in promotion of well-coordinated strategies to survive every situation. It has quills, or the spines, and the spines, though seen individually at the back of the porcupine, they work in a very coordinated fashion to either in defense of the animal from predators or as and when they need to undertake a certain activity. So that is the cloth. Also is the spider web. the spider web in Ashanti tradition, we use Kwaku Anansi for most of our folk tales. It signifies wisdom, interconnectivity, and oneness within the Ashanti Kingdom. Also, I have the Akufna and the gun symbol, the cloth. They also signifies royal authority and loyalty to the Asanteman and the Republic of Ghana. The colors, as carefully chosen, is green, yellow, and black. The green represents the forest and the greenness of the Asante Kingdom. The yellow represents the richness of the Asante Kingdom. And the black signifies our race, and also the black stools that were brought together in order that the Asanteman had the golden stool that the Otumfuo, His Royal Majesty, sits on during his sitting at either Akweside or Awukude. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, just before I do a follow-up, the Honorable Chief Whip, the Majority Chief Whip, had indicated that the Sechere Kumewu District Hospital has been abandoned. Mr. Chair, just for the purposes of the record, it was opened in 2024, although it delayed in its execution as in the construction, but it's been opened and it's in use. So, and you can check, there is a My Joy Online report on that.
Why do you want this house to take your answer?
Point of information.
Mr. Chair, it's a point of information.
A point of information is raised at the time that the person is making the statement. So proceed with your...
Correction.
Let me proceed. Honorable nominee, I saw a video of you leading a charge of young men and women in a certain facility, virtually packing some of the things away. I wasn't too sure what you were doing. I just said to myself, there will be a day like this for me to meet you and find out. Was it an operation, recover all loot?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I don't remember any video where I, together with any youth, packed any item whatsoever within the region or outside the region. So if you could kindly give me some more details. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
So if I'm able to show you the video, you'll be okay?
Yes, please. That
very well. I'll try and get it for you. Beyond that, I've also been well informed in my few travels into the Ashanti region, especially in Kumasi, and I'm talking about the greater Kumasi. There are a lot of issues. Significant among them is traffic congestion. And it is normally seen that it's either the tricycles and the users of pragia, as we usually call them, and their activities have caused this congestion. Do you have any plans? Would you consider banning them, or do you have any alternatives for them?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I think that if, in any case, that would be a secondary causative reason, the primary of which I think we discussed around this table with regards to dualization of the routes and also to fix the ring routes in order that everyone wouldn't have to access the greater Kumasi in order to cause the traffic. That notwithstanding, I'm well aware that the previous administration had banned the use of pragia within Kumasi, Adum. So I'm very sure that when given the nod, I'll have a holistic review of same and engage with the sector players and see which further steps we can take in order that we'll be able to solve some of these problems. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable nominee, a 34-year-old man, strong, energetic, and you seem to have a lot of capabilities, but you are going to work with big men, including
Define big men.
in fact, divine big men, including the Otumfo Setutu.
That's a big.
How do you intend to work around all these very big men? Because there is also the possibility that, and I'm not saying anybody is going to undermine you, but you are not going to have it easy.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Throughout my leadership, I've always been young.
Before you come in, for the record, Otumfo is a big chief.
Not a big man.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. In all my leadership roles, I've always been young when I get the opportunity to serve as parliamentary candidate to face my elder brother, Demampong MP. Also, I was 32 when I had to serve as the regional secretary for the NDC. Throughout the leadership journey, what I have observed is that you give honor to whom honor is due. You can be the leader, but at the end of the day, you are not the repository of knowledge, and you need to be humble and be respectful while being assertive at the same time. His Royal Majesty Otumfo Setutu is my kin and my Otumfo, and he is an advocate for youth leadership and youth participation in governance. So I think that the age is actually going to be a leverage where I will get the traditional leaders, my uncles, my mothers, to rally behind their very own son in order that we can leave a good legacy for the Ashanti region. So, Mr. Chairman, with that said, I want to assure the House that age will not be a limitation so far as this rule is concerned when giving the nod. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir. What would you say are your most valuable traits? And how are you going to use those traits to get you to excel in your new office against the backdrop that perused your CV? You have not worked as an administrator, or you've not done any administrative work before, unless I didn't get that right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. My traits and the things that keep me going, very hard work, and that has been part of me throughout every leadership role I have served. I'm also always committed to what I need to do or what must be done. And I try as much as possible to avoid procrastination, because my late father always says that he's the thief of time. I'm sure that having a clear plan for the region, remaining steadfast and committed to them, will help us be able to meet all targets and be able to ensure that we develop the region. Again, on the second part of your question, being president for a union at the student level is equally an administrative office, yet at the student leadership level. I've served at NASAC, I've served in NUCS, I've served in Ugasa. And again, as the regional secretary of the NDC, as our constitution rightly dictates, if you are the secretary, you are more of the CEO of the party within the region. You are tasked to ensure the day-to-day running of the party. You are tasked to ensure that you drive the party's machinery within the region by working in a well-coordinated manner with the constituencies and all other stakeholders, including the Council of Elders, the wards, the branches, among others. With this vast experience, both from the student front and the opportunity to serve my party in a big region, like Ashanti region, I'm sure that being nominated as the regional minister when given the nod, the work may not be completely different, and I'll be able to transpose some of these experience into my new role. Given also that I have past regional ministers at my disposal, I can see Dr. Samuel Sapon, a former regional minister, Honorable Akon, a former regional minister. Honorable Eric Opoku is equally a former regional minister for the region, and my very own uncle, Simon Osemensa, who are all available and within the region. I would work hard to make sure that I reach out to them so they could be of huge resource and institutional memory in order that they can help guide my path to make me successful as a regional minister. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Just a follow-up. I do not know if you know lawyer Idi Muhayuddin.
Yes, please, I know lawyer Idi Muhayuddin. When I was NASAC president, he was general secretary for the National Union of Ghana Students, and we all served the committee of NUCS. My regards to him.
Well, he extends his congratulations, and he says you should go and make them proud.
Thank you very much.
Just a follow-up. Do you have an idea what the Hill Konfanoche project is?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. So it's an initiative by the Royal Majesty Otumfuo Osintutu, in order to put Konfanoche in good shape and also give it more of a world-class touch. In so doing, he embarked on a fundraising exercise in order that you'll be able to raise some funds to support the redevelopment of the project. That is as much as I know from where I sit. Thank you very much.
How do you intend to collaborate with His Royal Majesty?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Health delivery and the health of every citizen is the primary duty of central government. So at any point in time where it needs to take a traditional leader or a private individual to spearhead any of these activities, it only tells us that it's either we are losing it as a political class or we are not doing as much as we should do as a government. With this in mind, I think that it is time that central government steps in and partners strongly with Otumfuo in order that we will be able to do Konfanoche as he puts it. I'm very sure and I believe so much in His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, who constructed the Rich Hospital, the University of Ghana Medical Center, and all the other hospitals within the Ashanti region, Kumawu, Konongo Hospital, among others. During his visit at the last Akwasi, he made an emphatic statement that he is committed to making sure that we develop the Ashanti region, including the health infrastructure within the region. So when given the nod, Mr. Chairman, I'm going to collaborate well with His Royal Majesty in order that we can, as a government, help support, make his dream a reality. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
You know, the Fourth Estate always want to be jealously guided and protected. The press center in the Ashanti region was pulled down. And as we speak, there is no press center. Whether it was in Kwame Nkrumah's time or Akufo-Addo's time, we as a country intend to move forward. What do you intend to do to have a press center so that at least they will support you and also criticize you constructively in terms when you are not doing so good?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. It is in the right perspective that we support the press. And with that said, I want to assure the committee that I'll meet with the Ghana Journalists Association and also the regional chapter leaders so that collectively we can put our heads together and with the support of central government be able to help the center. I want to assure Mr. Chairman that it's an area that with your guidance I would look into and support them. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
I recognize Roxanne Nelson, the supplementary question.
Doctor, Honorable Amwakohene, when was that structure pulled down? Tell the nation, tell us. And whose was it pulled down? And the land sold, tell us.
Thank you very much.
Chairman, I do not know if my colleague, the Chief Whip, is saying that he is where a particular land has been sold. If he can furnish us with any documents to that effect, then I think that is a relevant question. Else, Mr. Chair.
Doc, I will restrict you to answering the question when the structure was pulled down and under whose regime.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I do not have the full details, to be honest with the House. I do not have the full details with regards to the pull down of the structure. Thank you very much.
Mining in the Ashanti region.
Clement, you know you
There is increase in mining activities in the Ashanti region, and to a larger extent is affecting cocoa production. I want to know, how do we protect our cocoa farmers vis-a-vis mining?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. The issue of especially illicit mining or irresponsible mining is one that we need to win our fight over. In order to win that fight, we will need the community to own the fight. In the absence of the community owning the fight, our efforts may not see the right results that we need to see. Some areas that I've had encounter with people who purportedly have cut down their cocoa in order to embark on mining. Their primary reason is the fact that there is much more profit in the mining or galamsey as compared to that of cocoa. Because you plant it for 5 years and after that, the money you get, you spend a whole lot on either spraying or buying fertilizers. So what it means is that we have a responsibility as a government to make sure we make the cocoa industry a lucrative one. In so doing, we need to cut down on the burden on the ordinary cocoa farmer. I remember in time past, we used to provide free fertilizers for our cocoa farmers. We need to make sure we get back to that policy so that at the end of the day, they can save some money and that will help increase their profit margin. Again, the government visit the cocoa mass spraying policy in order that they can equally save some money in that regard. I listened to the Minister for Food and Agriculture, and he indicated clearly his commitment to ensuring that the amount we give to the cocoa farmers after we purchase the cocoa seedlings will be something he will look at to make sure we increase the prices. With this, I'm very sure that the cocoa production sector should be lucrative enough in order that people would rather opt to keep their cocoa instead of cutting them down to embark on illegal mining. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
So, football fields. The MPP constructed about 30 of those football fields that we call astroturfs in the Ashanti region. I am also aware you are a sports enthusiast. Do you have plans? And these questions are from people in your region, who the young men and from Mampo want to find out if you are going to continue with the construction, help them with the construction of football fields.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Yes, sports is an area that we cannot do away with as a country. So together with the sports minister, I'm going to make sure that Ashanti region gets a fair of the sports infrastructure that we need to inject into the region. Admittedly, and specifically with Mampong constituency, I know there were some attempts to build one of the AstroTurf, I think at Bosofo RC Primary. It was initially attempted at the Tadium Park, which could not work because of the drainage system of the area. And I'm very much aware that it was attempted at Bosofo, which they still could not complete or even get it at any level. All the ones that have been started and we could not complete, I'll work closely with the sports ministry in order that we'll be able to get the needed grants and support to complete them. Whilst at that, maintenance of existing ones, and especially the Babayara Sports Stadium, is one key area that I'll pay critical attention to. because in recent times during the qualifiers, you remember that we had an issue with CAF and FIFA regarding the state of the pitch. I'm very sure that anytime there's a football match in Kumasi, the Black Stars for that match performs creditably well. And for which matter, we need to ensure that not only would we be overly dependent on Babayara and maybe the Linkley, we should also get additional sports infrastructure in the form of a sports stadium to augment what Babayara does for the region. So, Mr. Chairman, when giving the nod, I'll work closely with the Sector Minister in order that we will increase the sports infrastructure within the region. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chair, I want to ask the nominee, have you considered issues of sanitation in the respective markets in the Ashanti region, especially KJTR? In fact, apart from sanitation, there is also some overcrowding, and there are some high crimes also recorded in these markets, including what we cannot confirm whether they are arsons or otherwise. What do you intend to do? Sanitation, overcrowding, and all the ones I've mentioned earlier.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. So, overcrowding, we need to complete the other markets, KJTR Central Market project, in order that we can decongest the place. Kofu Market and the others, we need to complete in order that we can decongest the place. If the place is well decongested, definitely issues of crime and all that will definitely be limited. Again, on issue of sanitation, with the little engagement I had with the sector players, we have a huge work to do. And the fact that we should treat waste as a resource instead of just a refuse that needs to be dumped somewhere, in order that we can recycle same and also encourage that we do source segregation so that it can make recycling very easy. Beyond that, there used to exist buyback centers where people come in, buy plastic, metals, among other waste that has been properly segregated. If we're able to introduce some of these interventions, we will definitely have an opportunity to have a good control over waste management. Again, this is a campsite approach. In areas where we have a bit of a more, we are generating a lot of waste so much, we need to have a dedicated service provider who is stationed and available to provide more of a round-the-clock service instead of they coming in to sweep in the morning and leave the place until the next morning. I think that with these interventions, we should be able to have a good control over the sanitation problems in Ashanti region. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
What's happening to any new Edubiase sports complex? Any plans for them?
Honorable Minister, proceed to answer the question.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, I do not have the full details of the current state of the complex. And when giving the nod, I will engage with the stakeholders to take the right briefing so I can take a decisive.
We also have issues of deforestation and then illegal felling of trees. Any plans to, as it were, stop deforestation and illegal felling of trees?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. When giving the nod, I'll work closely with the Forestry Commission in order that we will be able to review those with licenses and concessions to legally cut timber and logs, among others, within the areas, so that we'll be able to flush out those who are doing same illegally. Whilst at that too, we need to be able to be up in terms of planting back whatever we cut within. Again, and as we did earlier on discussed, has also been another source of environmental and depletion of the forest, among others. Once we have a good control over same, we should be able to win the fight over deforestation. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
The this is my last question. I know my second deputy speaker wants you to go home. The Minister of Tourism, I'm sure is expecting you to collaborate with her, even the exportation of kente. Do you have any plans for kente weavers? And how do you intend to implement him?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I want to assure Mr. Chairman and the House that I'm going to work closely with her. Bonule, Adangomasi, they are all areas where we have many of our youth involved in kente weaving, among others. I'm going to work closely with her so that we will be able to help create opportunities for our youth and the good people of Ashanti region who are involved in these crafts and these other cultural significant areas of our society. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Doc, I wish you very well, and I pray everything goes well for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, honorable members. I proceed to recognize the presence of Juliet Amokohene, spouse to the nominee. Andrews Nana Kwesi, Ashanti Regional Chairman, and he's here with regional executives. Honorable Betimo Didrisu, former Attorney General and Minister responsible for Justice, is here in our midst. Honorable Samuel Sapon, former Ashanti Regional Minister. Nana Edubo for Kwao, the second. Otumfo Jasihini, representing Otumfo. Bafo Kote Kutin Sraman, the second. Bremahini. Nana Ejako Dipie, the second. Mampong Hima, and Paramount Queen Mother of Mampong, representing all Queen Mothers. Bishop David Ofori, leader of Ashanti clergy. Nti Edu Bosafo, uncle and leader of the family of the nominee. Dr. Mary Eusi, Executive Secretary, Ghana Free Zone Authority. Professor Otin Ababio, Geology Department, University of Ghana, Legon. Honorable Dr. Kobna Dufo, former Finance Minister, and Professor Otin Aje, former Energy Minister, and Nadia Asantiwa, the second, Ejisu Mahima. Thank you for coming. Honorable nominee, Wabi. Thank you very much for attending upon the committee and answering questions in a very composed manner. You are hereby discharged, but you hear from the committee. Honorable invited guests, we don't do that at Parliament. Please. Please.
We shall bring Musa Dramas. Musa Dramas. You know when my people charge me, don't stop. Honorable Rita, how many of them do your course? Really? That's the way.
You're still live here on TV3 and also on 3FM 92.7, the continuous coverage of the vetting of the ministerial nominees of President John Dramani Mahama, and just ended as the vetting of the Ashanti Regional Minister Designate, Dr. Frank Amwakohene. He's been answering questions from the members of the Appointments Committee on a number of issues, including Okada, that's the motorcycles for commercial transport. He's outlined a number of things that he intends to do if giving the nod to ensure that people who use motorbikes for commercial transport do so legally. And then also the matter of unemployment was quite topical during the vetting as well. He had indicated a number of things that he was going to do, or he's going to do, if given the nod as regional minister. The matter of illegal mining came up strongly as well. We do know the Ashanti region has a number of areas known for illegal mining activities, and a number of questions came in that regard. And he has indicated as well, making reference to the President, John Dramani Maham's promise to fight illegal mining, and then also what the NDC manifesto outlines as its way of dealing with the menace of illegal mining, which already has come up a number of times within the last week, and in fact this morning as well. So that was also a matter of concern to members of the Appointments Committee. And then also he promised to ensure that agriculture is made lucrative for young people in the Ashanti region. So that is a promise that is going to be held on to as well. And the matter of waste management, a number of the members of the committee who are members of parliament from the Ashanti region pointed to the challenge of effective waste management in the region. He's indicated his resolve to address those. And then also the issue of sports, because it's on record that he's a sports enthusiast. And he has also promised to collaborate with the various agencies and institutions in the area that's in the region to ensure that sports is also revived in the region. You see him going around shaking all the members of the Appointments Committee. He's currently exchanging pleasantries with the Deputy Majority Leader, that is the Member of Parliament for the Cape Coast South constituency, George Rickett Hagan. He also just exchanged some pleasantries with the chairman of the Appointments Committee and First Deputy Speaker Bernard Ahianfo. He is currently also speaking with the Majority Chief Whip, who is also the South Dia Member of Parliament, Nelson Roxon Dafiamepo. He's going around as well, as we speak, exchanging pleasantries with all members of the Appointments Committee of Parliament. We've seen today the Honorable Isaac Adongo as well had a number of questions for the nominee. And also, as we saw earlier, James Agalda is also just taking a seat. And it's for good reason, because the next person who is to appear, the next nominee who is to appear before the Appointments Committee is Akamugri Atanga Donatus, who is the Minister Designate for the Upper East Region. And that's why you see the Honorable James Agalga. He is the Bosa North Member of Parliament and also the Bosa South Member of Parliament as well as taken his seat, Dr. Clement Apak, and other Upper East Regional Members of Parliament in there as well. A number of them who have just joined the Appointments Committee, and in most cases referred to as the friends of the committee because they have direct interest in the next nominee as the Upper East Regional Minister Designate, Akamugri Atanga Donatus. Now, if you recall, in the 2024 elections, the NDC won all the seats in the Upper East region. All seats, that's parliamentary seats in the Upper East region, were won by the NDC. And so you see a number of the Upper East regional members of parliament, or MPs in the Upper East region, currently taking their seats to also take part in the vetting of the Upper East Regional Minister Designate. And talk about Dr. Frank Amoakohin, whose vetting just ended. He's a 34-year-old Ashanti Regional Minister Designate, and it's on record. He is the youngest Ashanti Regional Minister in history. That is the record that he is also coming on board with. And so you had the members of the Appointments Committee ask a number of questions bordering on his age and how he's going to use that as well to his advantage. and then also how the disadvantages associated with his age would also be addressed. You had the second deputy minority whip ask him questions about how he's going to navigate the working relationship between himself as a young man and the likes of Otumfuo Osei II, and also other members of the region, so as not to be treated as a young man and his voice not necessarily respected or heard. Well, he's indicated that he is going to ensure that his youthful age does not work to his disadvantage as a 34-year-old minister of a critical region like the Ashanti region, and he's very active on social media. And so that question about how he's going to use social media, leverage on his prominence and also his presence and following on social media also took quite some time in the vetting. And he's indicated he's going to leverage on social media to improve governance in the Ashanti region. That's the 34-year-old Dr. Frank Amakohe, the Ashanti Regional Minister Designate. Shortly, we'll have the Minister Designate for the Upper East region, Akamugri Atanga Donatus, who has just taken his seat before the members of the Appointments Committee and is ready for the vetting. This is the live coverage of the Appointments Committee sittings, vetting of President John Dramani Mahama's Ministers Designate. Already we've had 2 Ministers Designates vetted earlier today. That is the Minister Designate for the Lands and Natural Resources and the Elembele Member of Parliament, the Honorable Emmanuel Ama Kofibwa. Until today, in fact, prior to his appointment, he was a deputy majority leader. But because of this appointment, that position had to be filled by another member of this committee, that is George Kweku Hagan, the Cape Coast South Member of Parliament. Shortly, we would go back to the Appointments Committee to hear the vetting of Akamugri Atanga Donatus, the Minister Designate for the Upper East region. It's all live here on TV3 and also on 3FM 92.7, TV3 Ghana on Facebook, DSTV channel 279, and we're all across the world on 3news.com. And we're still keeping an eye on how things are playing out at the Appointments Committee of Parliament. For the vetting of Emmanuel Ama Kofibwa, he had indicated his strong resolve to ensure no tolerance of illegal mining, regardless of the political affiliation of anybody who is arrested for being engaged or involved in illegal mining. We'll be back shortly after this quick break, and then we'll go straight to the Appointments Committee of Parliament to continue the sitting and the vetting of the Upper East Regional Minister Designate. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
Show off your best skin this Harmattan with Nivea Nourishing Cocoa Body Lotion with 5-in-1 Complete Care. The deeply nourishing formula prevents your skin from drying out with precious cocoa butter and deep moisture for smooth and healthy looking skin. Love your skin this Harmattan with Nivea Nourishing Cocoa 5-in-1 Complete Care.
This ad is FDA approved.
But we'll go back to the Appointments Committee of Parliament, where the vetting of the Upper East Regional Minister Designate, which is the final vetting of the appointees for today, is just about starting. Let's cross over now.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm called Donatus Akamugri Atanga. I'm from Bungu Namo Nayoro. I am the second born on behalf of my mother, and then the fifth born on the side of my father. My father had 2 wives. I started primary school in 1977 in Zokugui and moved to the local government authority middle school in Tarongo, Zoko. Then I moved to Notre Dame Minor Seminary Secondary School in 1981 and completed in 1988. Moved to Bolgatanga Secondary School, Big Boss. Had a sixth form and completed in 1991 and did 2-year national service and proceeded to the University College of Education in 1993 and completed the diploma course in mathematics and social studies in 1997 because 1 year in 1995 there was students' riots and the UTAC withdrew services, so I had to do 4 years instead of the 3 years. Later on, I went back to University College of Education, Winneba, in 2000 and did a top-up in mathematics and social studies. Then I went back again in the same school and did the Masters in Human Rights from 2011. From there, I went back to Bolga, and I was still teaching in Bolgatanga Girls Secondary School since 1997 up to 2008. From 2009, I became the regional coordinator of Ghana School Feeding Program, and I lost the job in 2017 when there was a change in government. After the change of government, I decided to stay and work for my party on pro bono, no salary for 8 years. And that is who Akamukri is. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. We'll proceed to vet the nominee, starting from Hajia Ladi Ayamba.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, you couldn't have started anywhere better than the Hajia Ladi you have called. And I know Honorable Yabowama is worried about that. Mr. Nominee, I don't even know how to congratulate you. You more than deserve your being nominated as the Regional Minister of the Upper East Region. I can assure you I know how best, how much, how far when you started struggling. It's not even the issue of when people are saying that you are a secretary or whatsoever. I think I quite remember your Kalabilwala. And when they say Kalabilwala, it tells how we struggled and went into the trenches. I want to thank His Excellency John Dramani Mahama for recognizing you and making sure that at least for all these years, you got to this point. I am still waiting, but I'm so happy for you because I am now an MP. I have struggled with you, I went further, I have become an MP. My question to you is, Honorable Donatus, are you going to ensure that the party in the region continues to strive from strength to strength like you did? We said 14/15, that is the number of seats. Then we said we and actually we got 15/15. Can you ensure that the party wins more votes, not the seats, after the seats when they come, I know you will do it, and that you would work to the benefit of everybody in the region, not only NDC members, not only foot soldiers, not only Akatamansonians, but the whole of the Upper East region, especially women and the girl child, I can only wish you the best, and I'll say congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. May Allah bless with good health and long life, with all the protection that be. You are most welcome, and that is my question. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Honorable Haji Alade. Now, Honorable Nominee, will you work in the interest of everybody as a regional minister when giving the nod?
Thank you, Chairman. As she indicated, or the honorable member indicated, I became the the constituency youth organizer of the party in the 1993, deputy regional youth organizer in 1993, and acting regional youth organizer in 1994, and the regional youth organizer in 1995, and became the regional secretary in 1998 up to date. And in fact, by the extension of the fact that I'm the regional secretary, meant that I'm the neck member and the longest neck member. And the reason why I have stayed that long is because I carry on everybody. I carry on everybody, not distinguishing between gender, and not much about only your political party. I'm a good converter. I have a lot of the people on the other side because of my relationship and the way I move along with them. I try to make sure that I grow the party by converting members from other parties to our party. And I can assure you that when I work as school feeding, that is pro-gender, and looks like Chairman, I've worked with the women.
Chairman, the nominee was asked whether he will be a regional minister for all. His CV, Honorable Donatus, we beg you. We beg you. We don't want you to set your own questions. The question was very simple and demanded a 1-minute answer.
Thank you, Chairman. I will work with everybody. I bring everybody on board.
Thank you.
Irrespective of their political colors.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'll give the floor to Honorable Patrick Baum.
Honorable Donatus, congratulations. And we are all in love with your smoke. You are challenging the Zwarongo chief or the Zoko chief. Anyway, I'm mates with Dr. Reina Akompregia. We sat in the same class from Legon Law Faculty to the law school. He wants to find out from you, through the committee, your plans to fix the Zoko-Burkina Road, which is very important and dear to the good people of Bongo and the Upper East. And that there's not a single tarred road in your area. Being nominated as regional minister, what plans will you put in place to ensure that some of the roads in your district are tarred? Not the region. The region has a lot of tarred roads, but Zoko in your district, where Honorable Abongo was MP for 16 years. Honorable Bawa came from there. I'm sure you now have a new MP. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In terms of road network, Upper East can be classified as the region that has not got good roads. So when I am given the nod, what I can do is to liaise with the roads and transport. Upper East is given to us, and we'll have to come up with the roads that need to be tarred and those that need to be gravelled so that they can work on that for us. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. That was a brief answer. On your CV, your religion, you said traditionalist. You are a traditionalist. When you say you're a traditionalist, are you a Malam or Juju man, or you pour libation, or What kind of traditionalist are you, Donatus?
Thank you, Chairman. When I say traditionalist, it means I am practicing the traditional religion of my forefathers. That's what I said.
African traditional religion?
Yes. Thank you, sir. That's right.
In the custom of Frafres or the people of Zoko?
In the custom of Frafres. People of Zoko are also part of Frafres, so we have our culture. And in fact, we are Gurusi speaking, so we have our tradition and how we pray to our gods. So I pray through the traditional mode.
How is it done?
Well, to do it, you may need to pour libation. Yeah. You can evoke the spirits with your empty hands. You can also, when they demand you to kill an animal, you do so, a fowl, you do so. That's what we do. Thank you.
No dog meat here. And I mentioned dog meat. Honorable Adongo was excited. Well, how about a Chuchuluga Sandema Funsi Road? Any plans as well as let's deal with that. Then I come to my final question.
Thank you. The Chuchuluga from BC roads was awarded.
VAC.
Yeah, was awarded under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's first term. And then it got abandoned. Some little work has been done about it. So when I'm giving the nod, what I will do is to liaise with the Minister of Roads to understand where they have left and to try and see how we can fix it and fast track, because that is a road that is linking to the food basket of the region. From BC Valleys is very dear to the region, and I will have to work hard to ensure that road is done. Thank you.
Chairman, my last question. A lot of MPs from the Upper East region, the citizens from Upper East region, they fly to Tamale. Some of them drive 2 hours to Bolga, some 4 hours to Pusiga. Lade is always struggling to get back to Accra. The Paga airstrip, I've landed there many years ago. It's not in good shape. Do you have any plans to discuss with the President to make it a priority to redevelop the Paga airstrip so that the Upper East can also receive commercial flights in that beautiful part of the country? Thank you, and I wish you the very best, Donatus. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. The airport in the Bolgatanga or Upper East region is something that is dear to all of us. And under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, there was some initial works done, and it got stuck due to probably funding. And so when the campaign was going on, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was in the region and assured us that that would be one of the major programs he's going to do. And so I will only have to follow up and insist and persuade him to ensure that that project is taken off to lessen the burden and also open up the region for economic activities. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I will proceed to give the floor to Ritana Odolesowa.
Thank you, Chairman, for the opportunity. Honorable nominee, congratulations for your nomination by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama. I have no doubts, listening to Haji Aladi, what she has said about you, I have no doubt that you work very well, making sure that you got 15 over 15 in the 2024 election. So I want to congratulate you and wish you well. And it is my prayer that you bring all together. As regional minister, you are going to be the minister for everybody in the region. So let's work with them well so that we'll maintain our 15 seats and then more votes come 2028. God bless you.
Thank you very much. I will give the floor to Dr. Kabiru.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, and thank you very much, Mr. Donatus, for the confidence reposed. I just want to congratulate you But I just want two questions, simple questions. They have to do with security. And then most especially people in Boku commuting to Accra through the Boku-Bolgatanga route last year or so. Some innocent people were also, if you want, some people were brutally attacked by the military, all on the back of the problem in Boku. How can you assure the people of Boku, in the meantime, was the president promised to have a final solution to the problem in Boku? How can you assure them the security to move out of Boku and move in of Boku without any hurdle?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The security in the Upper East region is really very serious, and it's a matter of concern to us. And what we are happy with is that immediately after the election, the president, on the 8th day, had visited the two leaders that are involved in the conflict. And plans are put in place, I understand, that there's a lasting solution to it. What I would do as a regional minister, if I'm given the opportunity, is to liaise with the security agencies, those who are the experts in the area, and my colleague in the northeast region, to see how we can do some engagements that will improve upon the situation and will lead to bringing lasting solution in the area. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My second question have to do with the mining at mining areas and also the cardinal resources. There have been this tension between locals and the mining companies, and also the activities of Galamsey and happening within that enclave. What steps will you take to ensure that locals benefit from the mineral resources, and also if there are concessions given to commercial, they also participate in the development of those communities involved?
Thank you, Chairman. Really, it has come to our knowledge that some tensions occur in the areas, partly due to the fact that the large mining companies probably have not given some space for the small-scale mining people to operate. Sometimes that is the cause. The second one could be community requesting for royalties or their involvement. And so what I would do is to engage the stakeholders, the companies and the communities and the mining groups. These people who are doing the small-scale mining, they have formed some associations, some groups. So I'll engage their leadership to find out how we can get a better solution to the problem so that we can coexist and exploit the resources for the benefit of all of us and for Ghana. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much, and let me just say thank you to the nominee for their answers.
Thank you very much. I proceed to give the floor to Honorable George Kweku Riket-Hagan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Nominee, congratulations. Again, I will say, as I've said to others, I also welcome you to the Club of Regional Ministers. Again, a challenge that is faced by regional ministers across the country is that of decentralized institutions who will operate in your region and take their orders from their parent institution, either a ministry, department, or an agency, where they draw their budget from. And many a times projects happens in your region that you may not be aware of because they've taken the directives or the projects are signed in Accra. I want to find out how you will be able to work together with all these institutions to make sure that whatever is happening in your region in terms of project or programs, you are actually aware of it and you are able to help out in terms of making sure that the economic benefits of such projects are actually realized by the people in your region? Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. The way I will address it, if I'm given the nod, is that if the various departments find it difficult to cooperate with me because they take instructions from their mother departments at the national level, my first point will be to have engagement and good relationship with the sector ministers. And so if I am relating well with them, they will be able to share with me as to what their plans for Upper East is. And once they share with me, then I will be able to also engage the local players at the regional level, and so that we can fine-tune things together. And if I have constant meetings with the local players and make them to understand how we should coexist and operate with each other, I think we will solve the problem. Thank you, Chairman.
Okay, last one. What would you like to see at the end of your 4 years? Hopefully you get a nod, as I believe you will. What you will call a success at the end of your 4 years for the people of the Upper East as their regional minister?
Thank you, Chairman. At the end of my tenure as a regional minister, I will want to see to it that the Bolgatanga Airport is fully in operations. I would like to see the multi-purpose dump of Palu, which will provide jobs and open up the area for economic activities, will be constructed. I would like to see to it that the peace in Boku is actualized, so that Boku can return to the good days where we used to refer to Boku as the West African constituency, because it shares border with two international communities, Togo and Burkina Faso. And Boku was so good and so a business center until these things. And I hope that at the end of it all, as you equally see that the agenda 111 hospitals that are left there will be completed. Mr. Chairman, Upper East, we have a very serious problem in the health sector, where you have the patient-doctor ratio to be 1:24,124 doctors. That's a very serious issue against the accepted UN ratio of 1:1,000. And so I will wish that at the end of my tenure, we should have the health sector improved, because the healthy society will be the society that can lead us to development. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you very much. Mr. Nomi, I wish you well. Mr. Chairman, I have no further questions. Thank you.
I'll give the floor to Jerry Shai. Available ranking.
Thank you very much, my able Chairman. Honorable nominee, congratulations to you. You say you have 5 children?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
How many of them are currently enjoying the free SHS?
If you say free SHS, I have 2 of them who have completed SS already, and so they are not. I have one in the university. He is not enjoying free SHS. Then I have the last one is in DSS, and so I'm not a beneficiary as of now. Thank you.
But do you have any views personally on the free SHS?
Thank you. Personally, if you want to help people who are downtrodden, who cannot make it,
free SHS is meant for, to bridge the gap between the haves and have-nots. So it's a good policy. So for me, the only problem that we have is the way it was implemented, where you do not have infrastructure and for classrooms and
for dormitories, and in fact, that caused the quality of education. So we only need to improve upon the implementation of it so that we can have the full benefit of the whole process. Thank you.
You did not complete middle school. Do you have any reason why?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I did not even complete primary school too. Thank you. I started my primary school in 1977 and I ended the primary school in 1980. So which means I did some 4 years in primary school. So I didn't do 6 years. I went to the middle school. I did Form 1, Form 2, and wrote common entrance exams. And I qualified to go to secondary school. That's why I left in 1983. I went to Notre Dame Seminary Secondary School after I had qualified to enroll there. So therefore, I could not complete the middle school. Thank you.
So where did you have your national service?
Thank you, Chairman. I did my national service in Jokugu Primary. JSS. I did 1 year. Then the second time, once I didn't have admission. And so I said, oh, then there's no way I should be following. So I decided to do another year there. I did 2 years in Jokugu JSS.
So you've been the regional secretary of your party since 98 or 88?
1998.
To date?
To date, yes, I am.
So you are the Mugabe of the Upper East region. That is correct. In terms of party leadership.
Thank you, Chairman.
As in NDC party leadership, yes.
I think that if it's NDC party leadership, I'm the oldest in the whole nation. By extension of the regional secretary's position, you are a NEC member of the National Executive Committee. And so therefore, all the people who are there, even my national chairman was yet an MP. He was not a NEC member. So I'm the oldest of the NEC in this country.
At 55 years, you confirm that you are the oldest? Or it's a... Yes, Chairman, I got him. At 55 years, Honorable nominee, you are the oldest NEC member.
Thank you, Chairman. I've given the years that I started leading, being a NEC member. By the NDC Constitution, if you are the regional chairman, regional secretary, you serve as a member of NEC representing your region. And so I became the regional secretary in 1998. Therefore, I was a member of NEC nationally. And I was there up to date. Today, as I'm talking, I'm still the regional secretary. And those who came, there were some other people who were leaders of the party, but some of them had left. So I'm the only one who has served. I served with his Honorable Hudi Haya there. And so Hudi Haya and Co are no longer there. Late Iti Mensa and Co, I was with them. They are no more. And so I'm the oldest NEC member in this country.
So just for clarity, at what age did you first become a NEC member?
1998.
At what age, not year?
What age? They have to do it. I have to do the subtraction for 1998 to 1969.
It's the longest serving.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the age. I understood you clearly. You said longest serving. Yes. And I'm asking, at what age did you first become the NEC member? So, and there is a reason behind that.
Yeah, I will do the math.
Check, maybe you were 16 years.
I'll do the mathematics.
Honourable member, you can make progress.
98.
They've done the calculation and they said that he's been there for 27 years. And at the time he joined the NEC, you are about 28 years. So please proceed to ask your question.
All right.
It's always good to have a very protective chair.
27 years. I was 27 years when I became
27 years.
member. Yeah.
Very well. Congratulations on being the longest serving.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, so having perused your CV, there is the aspect of you graduating with a Master of Arts in Human Rights. Is that correct?
Thank you. That's true.
That's correct.
That's correct.
Have you in any way or form averted your mind to what is currently happening in your region with reference to early child marriages, and that in your area it is recorded to be about 28.7% as against the national 90%. This is a problem, and I want to first of all find out from you, how do you intend to resolve this problem?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The issue you brought up is something that people do undercover. And so if somebody decides to give a daughter underage, and what he will say is a help to you may not know, you can't hold them for it. And so, but once we know that that is against the law, it is for us to engage, if I become the minister, to have community sensitization why it is not right for them and constitutionally wrong for anybody to marry somebody under the age of 18. And so I'll embark on that community sensitization.
Oh, just by way of information, the sensitization may not be enough. There is also, you have powers including getting the law courts to perform their task. I do not think that one of the things you want to see under your watch is to see a 13, 12-year-old getting all forms of teenage pregnancy and getting abused. So please take that up.
Thank you, Chairman.
Yes. I also have an issue with a lot of health practitioners or medical practitioners or officials or officers who happen to find themselves transferred or sent to your region. But what happens is that most of them run back. Don't you think there's something we are not doing right in the region to keep these people? And what are the things you think we are not doing right, and how do you intend to get them done rightly?
Thank you, Chairman. Well, it's really a common knowledge that people, when you send them to rural communities, those who are brought up in the urban areas, they find it very difficult to accept pushes to rural communities. Mr. Chairman, Upper East is a rural region. And so probably those of them who, after accepting postings to the region, decide to abandon the region, maybe it could be partly because of the fact that the region is rural, and you know, if you are in a rural region, there are a lot of things that you may not have access to. People would like to probably improve their education and others. And so, and even the fact that we don't have an airstrip for you to even fly back to Accra to do your exams and others. For personal development, the people will have to get back to their urban centers. What I hope to do as a regional minister is that we'll have to link up with the education minister, who can provide a lot of things in the region, so that if people would like to improve upon themselves while they are working there, they will have that opportunity. And so that is the way to go. And the other way is also to try to partner with the disassemblies to see if they can sponsor our own. If they can sponsor our own people to be doctors, if they put you back to your own place, you cannot describe your place as rural and that you have to go to urban. And once you are accustomed to the conditions there, your likelihood of staying in the place is almost 90% than somebody moving from an urban area to a rural area. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
So I have some statistics I just want to share with you, and you either agree with me or otherwise. So we have in your region about 96 health facilities comprising about 30 hospitals. Sorry, 20 hospitals. 7 government, 3 CHAG, and 10 private. 67 health centers, 38 private maternity homes, 488 demarcated chiefs compounds or chief zones, 395 functional chiefs zones, and 224 chief compounds. And I heard you rightly say that is 1 doctor to 24 patients.
24,000, not 24.
It's actually 24,124.
1 patient to 24,124.
1 doctor.
1 doctor to
24,124 patients.
Yes. And if the nurses ratio.
Yes, and the nurses ratio you also have about
1 is to 313 nurse, nurse-patient ratio.
Very good.
So that is very, very appalling.
Is there?
Yeah.
What other, apart from what you have just indicated, can we do to ensure that this is actually changed? Because one gets bitten by a snake and then you are expecting one to have some treatment. And the fact that the nurse is taking care of about 313 or more people, or the doctor has to take care of about 24,124 people, that person may just die because of basic first aid. What can we do, Mr. Nominee?
Thank you, Chairman. I think that what we can do is to have the government to have a real look at the situation in the rural regions. There must be a special package to ensure that people accept postings to those regions. And so if they accept postings to those regions, then we can help reduce the gap between the ratios. And again, as I said earlier, it is so important that we ourselves should be up and doing. We should also try to take the health issues as central in our lives. And so that every assembly should also to sponsor health workers so that we can be there. Another issue is also the combined effect of the facilities available. Some of the workers, because of the lack of funding, and sometimes the special drugs are not available. And so people find it difficult to come and know what to do, but there's no available drugs for me to treat the people. So people don't want to associate themselves with people losing lives because of lack of these items. And so we'll have to also get to government and let them understand the peculiar situation of Upper East region, and so that the supplies, medical supplies, and funding for certain activities are properly done and quickly, so that we can motivate the workers to stay in the region.
Is it possible, I mean, Chairman tells me RCC doesn't have a budget, but is it possible you're considering getting some private partners to support you, provide some accommodation for some of these people that come in as well? Is it possible?
Thank you, Chairman. That is quite possible, because these days it is not possible for all the government to be able to bring about development. You have to look for public-private partnership. And actually, when I'm giving the nod, what we'll do is get our people to start writing proposals and engaging private individuals to see how they can also augment the efforts of government so that we'll be able to address the issue. Thank you.
So, having been party secretary from 1998 to date, there is the fear that you are going in to have an extension of your party office at the region? What assurances are you giving to all manner of people, be it CPP, GCPP, my mother sitting here, seeing you in the Upper East region, that I am a die-in-the-wool MPP? What assurances are you going to give us to showcase proper servant, independent leadership, irrespective of partisanship?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Upper East, our politics is different from other regions. We are not antagonistic. We and the opposition parties, we are not antagonistic. We only engage on ideas. And because of that, we have good relationship. When I was nominated, you have the MPP regional chairman, their secretaries, all. They are happy that I'm there. And I can assure you that what happens is that when I'm driving my car and I see an MPP executive, I will pick him and carry him to destination and say, please, can you join my party? So that's how we do. That's how we live in Upper East. And so I can assure you that my office as a regional minister is an office. It's an office for all citizens of Upper East region and not for NDC alone. And for that matter, if I want to do my party business, I will find a day and assign the day to my party office where I can go and receive my party people about politics. And that I can separate the job of the secretary and that of a regional minister. Mr. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nominee. I think you are doing well. I want to find out from you. We have a lot of what I would term territorial conflicts or boundaries, conflicts that arise as a result of whether this is my boundary or your boundary, and you know, we have it all over the place. I'm also very much well aware of the Arigu and Gubarugu. I don't know if I got the pronunciations right. I think it's Arigu and Gubarugu conflict that is gradually brewing. Any plans to avert that conflict, if at all?
Thank you, Chairman. It is Argo and Borgo. So, Guborgo and
I need the tutorials properly. Yes. Argo and Gorgo.
Guborgo.
Argo and Gorgo.
Thank you. So, actually, those issues are there. When I get to the permission, what I will do is to engage the community leaders and the key stakeholders of the area, and we will have to have dialogue. We will be able to get a solution to it. If we decide to go to fight, that will not lead to benefit of anyone. There's no winner in war. So it is only dialogue that can solve. So I can assure you, I will liaise with the security agencies, I will liaise with the conflict resolution people and the stakeholders so that our necessary activities are there for us to ensure that we have lasting peace in those areas.
Thank you very much. Since you're talking about war, conflict, let's still go on the tangent of the long-standing Boku conflict. I'm a very worried man. I have a friend that I lost as a result of this conflict. It's called Noon, from my constituency. He traveled to the north, specifically the Upper East, and never got back. It's been decorated now, or it's been decorated now as political and a whole lot. Chieftaincy issues and all that. Honorable Nominee, I know you want to end the Boku conflict. Tell us how you intend to do so.
Thank you, Chairman. The Boku conflict is an old one, actually, as you indicated. And it is not easy for one to sit on the table and say, you can end it. But you must take certain steps. And those steps have already been taken by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama on his 8th day in government. And there's a certain roadmap that he has drawn between, the two feuding factions. And so what I would do is to rely on the roadmap drawn by the president and also engage the regional security agencies and find out where they are and what are the issues, or how can we deploy certain measures to be able to resolve the matter. I will not sit here to claim that I'm an expert in conflict resolution and I can do it alone. I will do by inviting people who have the know-how to help in that direction. Thank you.
I understand why you are the Mugabe. I do. So I think you have few tourist sites in your region. And maybe Chama will tell you that you don't generate any IGF, but you have plans of collaborating with the Minister of Tourism or Ministry of Tourism. And what are some of these tourist sites? I mean, this is just the opportunity for you to sell Upper East.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Upper East is really lucky to have a lot or a number of tourist sites. You can be talking about the Tungu Hills. You can talk about the Tunzuk Shrine. You can talk about Bungu Rocks. You can talk about the Paga Crocodile Ponds and so on. And so the way to generate revenue from these tourist sites is to, first of all, if I'm given the opportunity as a regional minister, to engage the Ministry of Tourism and to know what is their roadmap for me to make inputs. And when I know the roadmaps, and we try and also go ahead to ensure that we are able to construct the airport. You know, tourism goes with people visiting the area. So if the transportation to the area is not in the good shape, it will affect your your tourism potential. So if we're able to construct the airport in Upper East region, it will go a long way to boost that kind of activity that will lead to realizing some revenue for the local operators and the whole country. That's how we have to go about it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do you have a further question? Okay, I recognize Roxanne Nakamo Honorable for supplementary.
Chairman, thank you very much. My Regional Secretary, RM nominee, welcome.
Thank you.
Fantastic guy. And we thank the President for recognizing you for this role. Yet, now, as a follow-up to the question regarding the rehabilitation of the road to improve tourist visitation to the tourism that are in your region, there's a road that stretches between Asonge to Zalerigu, through Damogo to Tindungo, through Pelungu and ends at Sakuti. It's a very bad rocky road. But if you prioritize its rehabilitation, it will help in the tourist travel between the areas that he mentioned earlier and the tourist attraction sites dotted along this stretch. As the RM, will you prioritize that this stretch of road be done? First, to ease transportation of goods and services, and also to improve the inflow of tourists to the area.
Thank you, Chairman. My honorable member knows Upper East more than myself. But actually, that is an area or an enclave that has a certain connection to the tourist areas. And so, surely, if I become the regional minister, it is one of the top priorities to ensure that we do road rehabilitations in those areas. In fact, we'll have to even open up the whole region if you're going to Upper East entering from Tamale, you can see that we have only one highway straight into town. That is something that we need to look at. We have to do some kind of engage the road minister if we could do some overpass, both left and right, and so that you can have a way of circumventing. And mind you, we are in a situation where you have conflict. And that is where you are coming in and there's no way you could maneuver. Once you take off, they know sure banker that you are passing through here and people will wait for you. So opening up route network in Upper East is part of the ways that we have to do to resolve conflict or reduce conflict. And so I will lace up with the Ministry of Roads and Transport to ensure that we open up the region, constructing feeder routes, and rehabilitating those that are existing so that we can boost the region's potentials. Thank you.
Chairman, thank you, Odabiro.
You know your region houses the right honorable speaker. Is it Upper West or Upper East? Upper West. Oh, very well. So I've been corrected. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So my final question to you. Water, sanitation in the markets, and arsons in the market. These are all security issues. Water. How do you intend for the good people of Upper East to get clean, drinkable water, to have their markets safe so that they can ply their trade? Their roads are safe. Nobody, no armed robbers are going to chase them when they've done a lot of selling and they are.
Thank you, Chairman. As you said, actually water is life. And I'm happy that under the NDC government, under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, there are a lot of works that were done in water. You have Boku Water Township, and you have the one in Bungo and others. We have to continue to expand and make sure at least most of the communities have these water systems. And that is also engaging in getting the dams where the water is drawn from. The water is drawn from Via and Tunu. So if those dams are not desilted, they will affect our program of getting clean water for the areas. So we have to look at those projects and improve upon them, and then also expand the water systems in the various communities so that we'll have water for the people. And so if you do not have clean water, it can lead to cholera. If they drink from any bad source, can lead to cholera. And so water is connected to the health of the people. And that is a priority that we have to embark on. Thank you.
I am told the MPP government did a lot of work with reference to water from Navrongo to, I'm sure you are aware of. The upper is water supply. Pardon?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I am not much abreast with it because I was in the regional minister at that time. Thank you.
Donatus, we all know you are a very honest man. So you are not aware of the Upper East water supply system. $40 million by Denies, which was commissioned by President Akufo-Addo, the presence of everyone in the region. There's nothing wrong admitting of this very important project. There's nothing wrong with it.
Says you're not abreast.
How can you not be abreast with such a very important? Donatus, come on. We like you, but this one, Mugabe, with all, you can ask Agaga, you can ask Clementa Park. Adongo was part of the committee that approved the loan finance committee. Adongo, come on. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Honorable Patrick Boama, the nominee, in a very clear and unambiguous term, provided the answer abreast with what you are talking about. So we take that as an answer to the question. Please.
Thank you very much. But there's something I like about Chairman. Anytime he's trying to do some nice chauffeur, he's very just behind the wheels. And the nominee, we get you. We get you. But I'm sure you are aware. I'm sure you are aware. I'm sure you are aware.
Mr. Chairman, I said I am not abreast with the issue.
As the regional minister nominee, this is my final question to you. Do you have, it depends on the fact that, because it's not abreast, that is why I want to bring his mind to that. Do you have any form of betting activities in the Upper East region? Betting.
Mr. Chairman, if you say any form of betting activities, I cannot talk to it because, one, if the people are doing it behind the scenes and it's not in public, it's not published, I will not be able to know. And so I am not abreast of issues of betting.
Well, so, but do you think the betting tax should be scrapped?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Any tax that will not lead to development, devoid of people suffering, can be allowed to stay. But if the tax is such that it's exploitative of a certain class of people, and government proposed to abolish it, I am for it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I wish you very well. And I just heard about dog meat factory. Is there a factory in your region which is a dog meat factory?
Well, thank you. I think you want to take me back to the early days of the MPP, where the Gatti brothers, Anton Kabu, declared he was going to build a dog factory in Upper West. Who were even begging that if you could do one in Upper East. He has not even completed one in Upper West, let alone Upper East. So as of now, there's no factory.
Thank you very much. I wish you well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Atanga. La Mani.
La Anson.
Udansika. La Ang Sona.
Oh, boy.
Thank you very much. I recognize the following guests. Chairman Pio PR, the Tuderi Adiali Ayagitam, President, Upper East Regional House of Chiefs. Naba Alam Yarum Baba Salifu, Paramount Chief of Bongo. Naba Alangum Taba Sairu Namo Chief. Naba Kabampuya Dagari Chief. Alaji Mumuni Bo Naba, Regional Chairman, Upper East. Mr. Abubakar Salifu Atungu, Regional Vice Chairman. Mr. Aganda Atia, businessman. Mrs. Patricia Akamugri, spouse of the minister nominee. Mr. Mutawa Kilu Yasana, regional organizer. Mr. Tahiru Aberinga Nsobila, Constituency Chairman, Bongo. Timpani Chief, Naba Cletus Abugri. Tensia Chief, Naba Abukbila. Bari Chief, Nyakura Manti. Mr. Jonathan A. Salifu, Regional Communication Officer. Honorable Cletus Avoka, former Member of Parliament, Zebila. Former Upper East Regional Minister, Honorable Ephraim Avia. Honorable James Tinga Zuga. Honorable Albert Abongo, former Member of Parliament. Honorable Edward Bauer, Chief Executive of GMPC. Honorable Charles Bauer, Member of Parliament, Bongo. Dr. Aaron Issa Anamfuri, former Chief Executive, SIC Life. Dr. Aaron Issa, Honorable Isaku Bakuri, former MCE Boku. Honorable Roger Abolimbisa, former MP, Bolsa North. Bonotobo members, all constituency, Bonaboto. Well, I have Bonoboto. So it's Bonoboto members, all constituency chairmen. You are welcome. But honorable members, I will plead with the nominees yet to be vetted, starting from tomorrow, be allowed 10 guests to accompany you. The marshals will be at the gate to return the 11th person.
It's all live here on TV3 and also on 3FM 92.7. Some breaking news coming through right now. President John Dramani Mahama has been petitioned to remove the Electoral Commissioner, Jane Adukwai Mensah. Now, the petition filed on January 27, that is today, also wants the Deputy EC Chairs, Samuel Tete, and Dr. Bosman Eric Asari, and the Electoral Commission member, Dr. Peter Piahin, out of office as well. Now, the grounds for this petition include a breach of fundamental human rights under Article 42 of the 1992 Constitution, and it also points to constitutional breaches such as incompetence, bias, actions and inactions that undermine public confidence in the impartiality and integrity of the Commission, contrary to Articles 23 and 296 of the 1992 Constitution. The petitioner from the voter region indicated that the disenfranchisement of voters in the Santrokofi, Akpafu, Likpe, and Lolobi, that's the SAL areas, during the 2020 parliamentary elections was a strong violation of the citizens' rights under Article 42 of the 1992 Constitution. The petition claims this action denied SAL residents representation in Parliament and may have influenced the balance of power in this hung Parliament. For over 4 years, quote, the people of SAL were deprived of their constitutional right to parliamentary representation, leaving them without a voice in the legislative process. Also, at the time of this deliberate exclusion, the parliamentary composition was a